Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about the second big hearing today, and we are on a glide path to the first Trump criminal trial. It's the one in New York. Alvin Bragg has brought it. It involves the effort to conceal a payout to Stormy Daniels, and the allegations are, and this strikes me as the right theory, it was in order to keep it from the people because it could have affected the election. This is in the wake of Access Hollywood and the like. Trump suggested at the time he was trying to spare Melania's feelings, or he might have, defenses of that sort. But the argument is this is an election case. That's an important thing to keep in mind because there's going to be a sort of rhetorical tug of war of words, where Trump champions are going to say, this is, small potatoes. It's just about an affair. It's really, shouldn't be a criminal charge at all. And at least in court, the DA and the DA's attorneys are going to be, really pressing this as an election case in which things were concealed from people. Relevant information was concealed from the voters. Okay, so a hearing in Judge Merchan's courtroom today in anticipation of the trial, which previously had been sort of penciled into March 25th. And you had a firm, no-nonsense presiding by Judge Merchan, and a pretty bruising time for Trump lawyer Todd Blanche. So there are two things. Trump previously had moved to dismiss the case. Merchant gave out an opinion in court. That's his practice, a tentative. They talked about it. So they, he could still change it a little if he got, firm objections. But basically, it's been decided. Forget the motion to dismiss fails, and we're going to be able to see that, I think, later today. But the big thing was the trial date. Said, okay, March 25th, let's set it there. And Todd Blanche renewed the argument of basically delay this until after the election because Trump has to campaign and it's rigorous and, there's no way to really do both. And Merchant said that is not a legal argument and, not a basis for delaying the trial. Blanche called it a great injustice, and there were fireworks, or at least kind of headbutting. That's really the wrong word, actually, when one party's a judge and one's a lawyer. I would say head slapping by the judge of the lawyer. He several times remonstrated Blanche, told him not to interrupt him, the judge. So, he gave him a rough time and was brooking no nonsense from him. And that's a pretty strong indication of how the trial is going to go. But the big news, it's going to go. So, it's not on the one hand, perhaps of equal moment with the election interference trial, Trump's conduct during office, but it ain't small. It involves election interference. It could potentially result in some jail time. And, it's one of the four cases against Trump. It's got multiple counts because the idea is they obfuscated or defrauded all kinds of documents in order to keep the fiction that this wasn't payola, but actually the way they tried to conceal it is as payment of legal services to Michael Cohen, whose testimony is going to be front and center, and Trump is certainly going to try to really bloody him up, and they've got stuff to work with. He's a convicted perjurer, but there's lots of documents substantiating evidence and corroborating evidence. Is happening, and the real possibility of a conviction. Trump was in court. He wasn't happy. He was glowering. The whole thing is set up just exactly how you don't want to be in your initial encounter as a defendant and a defense lawyer, getting off on two wrong feet. And, we are 5 weeks away from starting to pick a jury, and then a maybe 3-week trial, say, if they're smart and keep it streamlined. and God knows what the defense is even gonna be. They'll try to cross-examine the hell out of Cohen, but what they'll do apart from that, hard to say, because they pretty much got him dead to rights on the paper, and the misconstruction, the fraudulence of the things they tried to submit to substantiate this fiction that there wasn't a payout of hush money. Okay, so it's happening, and there'll be, it's only the first. It's not the most serious, but it's a felony count against the former president. Could result in a conviction, and there's indication that would have political fallout, and plus in general just a kind of accountability for a long trail of conduct that is deceptive, counter-constitutional, all the things that make Trump the most evil president probably in history. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.